Let's look at how to record accounting transactions in different currencies. Access the menu Accounting and Entries. Add new transaction, and as an example, let's select account of some supplier 3110, some credit amount, let's say 200 lari. However, take into account that if you have single currency version of the system, you won't be able to choose other currencies but national currency lari because there is no currency list in such a version. In case of multi-currency version, you can choose any currency you want to work with. Pay attention to that. You can select currency from this field. Type only first letter of abbreviation of the currency you want to choose. For example, you can type letter U for US dollar or E for euro, and so on. Let's balance this transaction. And pay attention to that there are not only fields in the system with nominal amounts and currency, but also here with blue headers you see equivalent fields as well, where should be specified in the first registered currency in lari, in this case, what equivalent value will get 200 euro. If those fields are empty, it means that exchange rate was not determined for the date when the transaction has been recorded, and if you will try to save such a transaction, you will get a message which will inform you that exchange rate has not been determined, and you should specify corresponding exchange rate. You can enter exchange rate from the same screen. Access the currency list from this field. Here you see a transaction date prepared by system, and you can update those currencies and put corresponding exchange rates right here. Pay attention to that there are two base currencies in the system, lari and US dollar, so you have to specify exchange rates not only relative to national currency lari but also to second registered currency. We recommend you to specify exchange rate in second registered currency at first, so let's specify exchange rate US dollar to lari. Take for example 2.6, and now you can specify exchange rate of another currency in which you are going to record transaction. Take for example 2.8. Check this box here, calculate exchange rate for second registered currency automatically. Click OK, and as you see, exchange rate between euro and US dollar has been determined by system. Let's select this currency, and here in this screen you will be able to get 200 euros equivalent value in lari. Type letter E right here, and you will see this value for second entry as well, and also you will be able to get those equivalents in second registered currency. The second registered currency is required to look at consolidated results. We'll consider this in detail when talk about accounting results. So you can perform foreign currency transactions in this way. And now pay attention to the checkbox here, rate is fixed. Here in the currency list should be national banks exchange rates, but there are transactions when exchange rate does not match with the national bank's exchange rates. So in those cases we have this checkbox here, rate is fixed. You can check those boxes by pressing space key and then enter key on the keyboard, and now you can enter exchange rates which do not match with the national bank's exchange rates directly right here. For example, put down 2.7 here and 2.7 here. In this case, system will fix those exchange rates, and any calculator which will try to recalculate equivalents want to be able to affect those exchange rates, and their equivalents will remain unchanged. And one more detail in the menu: accounting, related tables, and currency. You can see currency list with corresponding exchange rates for the date which you see here on the header, and also you can access the menu rates and see dynamics of exchange rates for each currency on a certain date. And there is an important detail about rates. You can delete exchange rates here. For example, let's delete latest exchange rates. Go back to the screen of entries and update foreign currency transaction which has been made last time. In this screen, exchange rates and their equivalents will be untouched in spite of the fact that exchange rates have been deleted on this date. But if you will try to add new transaction, for example, let's select sum account, amount, select US dollar. In this case, you will see that exchange rate and its equivalent won't be determined, and also take into account that system always take exchange rates which has been set up last time. For example, fix exchange rate on December 1st 2.5. And look at transaction on December, let's say 18. Select again account, amount, US dollar again, and as you see here, the system will take nearest date's exchange rate. So be careful during the foreign currency transactions. If exchange rate hasn't been set up and you will determine it later on, you should launch exchange rate corrector special macros in order to correct equivalents on the transaction date.